Hey guys, so I'm back. So I posted a lot recently about the two Supreme Court decisions, particularly about the whole harumph about the overturning of Roe versus Wade. And I know I only have like one subscriber, but for that one subscriber, maybe they are wondering. So what is my actual views on the A word? I'm not sure. I've used the A word in previous videos, but it's been brought to me that I might be getting dinged for that in the future for using that. So I'm just gonna say the A word that rhymes with smortion. Okay. So with the overturning of that decision, um, which now leaves it to the individual states to make up laws governing whether women can seek that procedure. Some people, I've been quite critical of feminists and other folks who are failing to appreciate the fact that there's over 30 forms of contraception that they can still utilize. You don't have to, you don't, on top of that, you don't have to receive a cream pie every time you have sex. Or you could take the nuclear option and not have sex at all in relationships until you are ready to have a child. That's the nuclear option. I know everyone's not built for that sort of responsibility. However, it's there. Okay. Um, as far as my views on abortion, they might be a little bit contrarian. Ooh, I wonder why. Huh, so just a contrarian has a contrarian view on abortion? Well, yeah, kind of. So, for one, I don't like the terms pro life and pro choice. I find them loaded terms and don't do justice to either folks on the side because most people are not anti choice, okay? And most people aren't anti life unless you're dark side, then he is anti life. He literally wields the anti life equation. But outside of dark side, and other bad guys from the DC multiverse. Um, People are an amalgam of both. It's just you have extremes on either end. And another thing is that people act as if there is no argument against um, re- women receiving the A um, that can come from a guy, and that's just false. So in philosophy, I mean, most people are aware of like um, basic moral arguments for and against certain social issues. The one that's been proffered against the A word that a guy can utilize is called the bimbo on the beach argument. Now, mind you, I know just the name of that argument is can be jarring, but let's go past that. So the bimbo on the beach argument, to summarize it, basically says that imagine you're a guy, you're in a relationship with this woman. It's a committed relationship. You both are very fond of each other. You love each other. You're in a committed relationship. Maybe you're married, but it's a serious relationship. Um, your wife or your girlfriend, significant other, gets pregnant, and you're looking forward to having a child. Like you want to have the child. It's not. This isn't something that randomly happened. You guys planned it. You were looking forward to the baby. She knew you were looking forward to having a baby. You can provide for her and the child. However, it's summertime. Um, hot girl summer. That wasn't in the argument, but I'm pretty sure that could be updated for the argument, which has been around for decades. So it's hot girl summer, and your girlfriend or significant other decides, she wants to hit the beach and look sexy and, hot girl summer. So without without conferring to you, without telling you what she wants to do or whatever, she just goes off and get the A so that she could have a hot body again in time for the summer to, to be sexy on the beach. Obviously, you're crushed, and because of the whole her body, her decision thing, there's not much you can do with it, but obviously there's something that was morally impermissible in doing so. Okay? That is the bimbo and the beach argument. And it's not a knockdown uh, argument against the A, but it does show that a guy does have a say in it in some sense, right? So let's not act as if if guys and people on the quote unquote pro life side don't have merit to some of their beliefs. The good thing about that argument, it leaves the whole religious stuff out of it, the views on when life starts and this and that. All of that is abstracted away just to something that can and does happen. Okay. Similar things have been brought up by folks as well, but they haven't articulated the specific bimbo on the beach argument that I've just kind of just briefly laid out to you guys. Now, on to what I think. I'm actually for the A, and I'll tell you why. Because it cuts down on the amount of miserable people in the world. People who don't want someone to come into the world and are forced to have them are going to bring miserable people into the world. When you bring Tatiana and Glocktavius into the world, they just grow up and become another Pookie and Ray Ray, another Lashonda, whatever, that are miserable and cause misery to others. And I'm not just saying that for black folks, but for the black folks, that's what I'm talking about. But on the white, Asian side as well, Native, Latino, Pacific Islander, etc., I don't believe people should be forced to bring lives into the world they don't want to, because those unwanted lives become miserable folks. Now, yeah, some of them might go on to do great things, whatever, but statistically, no, that is often not the case. And it breeds idiocracy. Forcing people to bring unwanted lives into the world is going to bring down the average IQ even more than the country already is facing. There's a reversal of the Flynn effect, which, to summarize that, the Flynn effect was a phenomenon which showed that IQs have been constantly rising each generation every time that generation took IQ tests. So they had to re-normalize the tests to reflect that. And it's not necessarily that people were getting smarter, as the Flynn effect was showing. It was just showing that people were better at doing abstract reasoning and stuff that reflects what society needs and is educating people for than in the past. So that's been escalating up until like the late mid 90s, where we were starting to see it flatline, and now it's starting to reverse. So people are doing poorer in abstract reasoning and so forth than their forebears. And that marks a bad thing for society because, as I have stated before, IQ tests are a strong, high predictor of many positive life outcomes. So when you see that actually being reversed, it does also predict problems in society, as was noted by the authors of the bell curve about 30 years ago. Regardless of what you think of them, like, they were spot on about that. And so forcing a lot of folks to have kids, it's going to be bad. Abortion prevents a lot of I'm sorry, I'm going to be completely blunt. Abortions prevents a lot of future criminals and ne'er-do-wells in society. And forcing folks to have these unwanted babies is going to increase the amount of losers and criminals in society. That's where I stand on it, guys. But I'm just a contrarian.